Herbs in Action. Reflections and stories from the Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Gardens Botany in Action Fellows discussing herbs from around the world.
My name is Rachel. I am a third-year graduate student at the University of Pittsburgh, and I am an invasion plant biologist. So I study invasive species and particularly how they interact with native plant species and influence the health of plant communities. And the herb I would like to talk about today is bloodroot. The Latin name is Sanguinaria canadensis. Bloodroot is a forest wildflower that's native to eastern North America, so we can find it in the Pittsburgh area as well as across most of sort of the temperate eastern woodlands. So bloodroot is a wildflower that you can find early in the spring in forests, and it has a very large white flower and is actually pretty distinct because it's a large white flower with a single leaf. They're a very delicate flower. They probably get maybe 8 or so inches tall in total. And the thing that gives it its namesake is these bright orange roots that grow out from underneath. You can usually see those from the surface of the soil. Bloodroot has actually been very medicinally important, it seems like, to cultures for the last several hundred years in North America. I found that the cultures that existed in the eastern woodlands of America primarily used the roots, which have antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. And what they did was they crushed the roots up and used them as a poultice on injuries and burns. And they also ingested them at some points to treat colds and congestion. And then later on in time, sort of Western European colonists, after they came to North America, also utilized this plant to treat common ailments like asthma and pneumonia and even tuberculosis. And the root was also used topically for skin disorders such as eczema and acne. Bloodroot is ant pollinated, so it means that ants in particular will crawl into the flowers of bloodroot, and I believe they search for either nectar or pollen or something like that. They bring the pollen back to their own ant colonies, but in the process of doing so, they're also transferring pollen around other bloodroot plants. So they have a very sort of special symbiosis with that species. I love to go hiking, especially in the spring in forests, to see the first wildflowers that are coming out and to go plant hunting. And bloodroot is always one that I see on my hikes, and so I really enjoy coming across it while I'm exploring.
Herbs in Action is a collaboration between Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Gardens and the Saturday Light Brigade, and is made possible by the Mary Jane Berger Memorial Foundation, dedicated to educating the community about the many benefits and uses of herbs. To hear this feature again, or to learn more about herbs from around the world, visit mjbergerfoundation.org.